A lot of experts were predicting that one of the side effects of the tariffs placed upon the auto industry was that businesses were going to go bankrupt, whether they are an actual car producer or a supplier of parts. It was inevitable the knock-on effect was going to very, very much negatively impact a lot of businesses around the world, and a car supplier parts giant has filed for bankruptcy off the back of these tariffs. So who is this, and is this the end of it? In terms of these companies going out of business, I'll let you know everything we know so far about this on the channel here, guys. So, Marelli, who are a Japanese car parts manufacturer, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on Wednesday, citing tariff-related pressures that added to its years-long financial troubles. The parts maker, which supplies components for Nissan and Stellantis, of course, the parent company of a lot of different companies such as Fiat and Dodge, is considered a bellwether for the global auto industry. It employs around 40,000 workers across plants in the United States, Europe, and Asia. Marelli said that it had been navigating a challenging landscape of supply chain bottlenecks and labour shortages after the global pandemic. But in a court filing, CEO David Slump wrote that rising global tariffs became a tipping point for this spring. They said, and I quote, Marelli was severely affected by tariffs due to its import-export focused business and the imposition of tariffs specifically against automotive manufacturers and suppliers, Slump wrote in the court filing. The company's finances began to deteriorate in March of this year, around the same time as when President Donald Trump imposed 25% levies on imported cars and vehicle parts. Remember, it's not just the cars themselves, it's any parts that go towards cars as well. Even if they are manufactured within the United States, they are still subject to tariffs. And that very much just drives the cost up for everybody. The president scaled back the dramatic import tax in April, but the temporary reprieve left suppliers facing continued uncertainty. And for Marelli, the pressure just got too much. In the filing on Wednesday, the company said it secured around $1.1 billion in financing from lenders, a deal that will allow it to keep factories running and maintain customer orders. Around 80% of Marelli's creditors have agreed to support the plan, which includes eliminating all of its secured debt. This process will allow Marelli to strengthen their business, according to Fernando Vivanco, the company's chief communications officer. He went on to say, this filing has no impact on our business or how we serve our customers. Marelli will continue to fulfill orders as usual, and this process will not result in any changes to our relationship with customers, including contacts, billing, or the other support processes that we have. Still, the bankruptcy highlights how quickly trade policy can shift and destabilize even massive suppliers, and it places new scrutiny on Marelli's biggest clients. Nissan are the 5th most popular car brand in the United States as of last year, and once owned more than 40% of Marelli's shares and remains heavily reliant on the supplier to this day. But the automaker is under enormous financial stresses of its own. In November last year, executives started raising alarm bells, saying that the brand only had 12 to 14 months of cash to survive, according to the Financial Times. And the company said that it was struggling to keep up with increasingly popular Chinese manufacturers. Nissan's cars, which rely on older, less reliable parts, have continued to lose global market share over the years. Stellantis, which also briefly owned Marelli, is also facing its own pressures. The automaking conglomerate, which owns legendary Detroit-based brands Jeep, Dodge and Chrysler, as well as Ram, reported a 70% drop in profits in 2024. And they also recently fired their top boss. So what's going to happen from here? Well, we'll watch this situation very closely as always, guys. But the fact that Nissan and Stellantis are relying on Marelli and are that invested with them, it could be bad news for both of those car manufacturers, in particular Nissan. Nissan really struggling right now. But yeah, your thoughts are appreciated in the comments as always, guys. It's not going to change anything in the immediate term, but it's not a good sign. Whenever a company has to file for bankruptcy, it is never a good sign. They don't do it because they want to, they do it because they feel like they have no other alternative. But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to see more updates from the world of cars just like this, guys. Have a fantastic day wherever in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.